Hello, everybody, and welcome. My name is Dirty Mike, and I'm starting a Rimworld playthrough today. This will be my first episode. I don't have a planned name for it. I just think I'm just going to call it like a Let's Play type playthrough. I'm starting off with 4 colonists here, and I'll introduce them in a moment. But it says here, the 3 of you awake in your cryosleep. I forgot that I added a 4th. Awake in your cryosleep sarcophagi, and the sounds of siren ripping metal. Barely escape to the escape pods, blah blah blah. So this is just, I added one more person to the normal crash landed scenario. I have some mods installed. As you see, this one and this one. This one I'm going to actually try to get away with right now as I do some talking. So this playthrough is going to be pretty much, very much so, vanilla. Most of these are going to be quality of life mods, and I don't even know what this is called. Quality of life mods that will help me just kind of get through. None of them really affect the gameplay too much, so I'm happy with keeping them in. I went through a bunch of different ways of dealing with stuff. So my first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce y'all before I unpause to each of the colonists. So this is Mal. She is a 54-year-old combat engineer. She's going to be our hunter because I gave her Bloodlust and Jogger with a mod called Prepare Carefully. And she has a high shooting skill, a decent construction, so she can be our main constructor, and some crafting and some other stuff. I tried not to get too crazy with any of the skills, and I didn't really give very many double passions and anything. But this is a very good combo for a shooter type character, so I'm going to go ahead and give her the bolt action rifle. This is Carl. Carl is Brawler and Tough, which is 2 pretty good stats, and those are the only 2 that I really picked out for, was for a good Brawler and a good shooter. So I'll have Carl pick up this plasteel knife, which will give him a pretty good sharpness modifier. He'll be our kind of what I'm going to call a druid type character, where he deals with the plants and animals all the time. That's going to be his main job. But through his different paths, he got some bonuses in other areas. But I did give him the bonus to plants, I believe. So that's good. Siva is our nurse. Being a nurse, she cannot do violence, so she has no stats, but that's okay, because I don't start with but 3 weapons, so Lenny can have the other one. She is super immune and kind, and has pretty decent stats to idly wait for people to get injured with a 9 in medical, and people to be captured with a 13 in social. We should be able to add new recruits fairly quickly, and just some other things that she can idly do while she waits for that. I didn't add any of these passions that came with her backgrounds, so that's good. And like I said, she does not have, she's incapable of doing any violence, so she will not get a weapon. And then we have Lenny, and Lenny is a explorer bookworm, careful shooter, heavy sleeper, and nimble. I completely rolled for this guy. He's completely random, and he came out with some pretty good stats, so I left him. He's kind of a jack of all trades. He will be our main miner because no one else is really good at mining. But anything else, he's gonna kind of just assist everyone else whenever they're too busy to do those other things. He'll probably be our main cook as well, because I just noticed that no one else is really good at cooking, so he'll start off being our main cook. So taking a look around the map here, this is a great map because there's nothing that can attack us up here. We can probably start where we landed, right up in here. We have some fertile soils here and even here. we can easily, that's the ancient danger right there, we can easily wall this whole side up and force them to get to us in a different way. Maybe even trying to force them to go through this marshy area and then down and around. So that would be good. I do see some bugs here that we have to be careful of. And let's see. There's some caves. Is there any bugs in this cave? No, that's good. That's really good. Is this the roof? No, this is the roof. But it's all overhead, so bugs could spawn. Bugs could also spawn here. So we might have to be careful and fill that up. So, other than that, it's a pretty decent map tile. And let's get started on... Wild cougar. Let's get started on creating our first little area that we're going to stay in. So, first things I want to do is just kind of get everyone to haul different things into our little area that I'll set up over here, and it will pretty much contain everything for right now. So I'll allow all, because we don't have anything right this second that can that we want to not include. Actually, let's move that in here. Because this is probably where we're going to be staying. So, for the first few nights. So let's get a structure going. Just some wooden walls with a door here. And more wooden walls. More wooden walls on this side so that there's access and we're protected from both sides. Let's do just some simple sleeping spots. They will get a mood debuff for sleeping on the ground, but that will be okay for now. So we can assign Winnie, Mal, Siva, and Benitez, Carl. So that looks good. They'll start hauling everything they can in. Next, what I want to do so that I know, who is it, Benitez? Yeah, Benitez will get all this stuff. I will, man, there it is. I will set him up with forcing to wear the protective armor at first, but I will eventually set it up to where he should be wearing the good armor, and everyone else should be wearing something more suited to a shooter. So we'll unpause right here. And we do have some sickness here at the start. So he has crypto sleep sickness, which makes him vomit pretty consistently, which is gross at the beginning, but it will go away very, very soon. Something else I saw that I want to do, I want to have only herbal meds for right now. And that's just because most of the stuff that they'll get injury-wise will be very easy to protect against, and no need to waste the very good medicines. So let's do priorities real quick. So I always want everyone to firefight and be a patient. I only have one good doctor, Siva. Bed rest we can leave a 3. Hall Plus is a mod that makes them, I can immediately ask them to haul something in and they'll do it. It's just kind of an easy way for everything to get hauled when I want it to. So, but Carl, I'll set it up like this. So I'll put everything that I want them to do on a 2. That way, if it's not getting done as quickly as I want it to, I can bump it up to a 1 to make sure it's getting done. Anything else that I don't really want them to do, I can manually manage. So, let's see. What do you have? You don't have much to do, really, so you can be our first researcher. Alright, so there's that. Let's set up some zones, because, or actually, let's hunt that cougar really quick. Yep. Just so it doesn't attack our guinea pigs, which, the game gave me a female, so I just added a male because I thought it was funny. They will never get medical care, because it's just not necessary, or I guess doctor care. But yes, it's not necessary. They can't really do much, and we'll probably be just using them for meat and their fur, because surprisingly their fur is actually the best at insulating against the cold, and pretty good against the warm, which we won't really need too bad in this tile, which is a temperate forest, which I can show you all the world here. This is where we're located. We have some bad guys around this side and two neutral factions here that we need to be careful of, but it's a large world. I set it to 50% rendering, so didn't render the full world, but this is where we started. So yes, so let's start. Let's set up an area for them to not go near these bugs, because they will set up a large issue if we get close to them and we are not equipped to take them out. So let's do area 1 really quick and just mark this whole area, because there's not going to be much of a reason for them to go down here anyways. So, and there's other ways to get down near this area. So we go manage areas, we'll rename it to avoid bugs, and we invert it. So now if I assign them to avoid bugs, they are allowed every area that is kind of teal, cyan, however you want to say it, and not go in the area of where the bugs are. So that's good. I basically keep the schedules what the default is, unless there's a night owl, which I don't have, so that's okay. Let's see. What do you mean hunter lacks a weapon? Oh, okay. Well, I'll just take you off of hunting. Alright. And then next what I want to do is start the farming. So this area right here is, the green is fertile soil. So this will be probably my rice field, because I can put my starting kitchen right in here, which will be fine, because I see some steel that we're going to mine out, which will give us more space and whatnot. So that's all good. So I'll start rice there. So let's see. Just like that. And I'll eventually deconstruct this wall to allow for more space. But we'll start rice, because rice has the best grow time in rich soil. So it's better than potatoes or whatnot. So that will be really good to get started early. And then here I'll probably put just an assortment of all the other plants that we need to grow. So down here will probably be heel root. Up higher, and I'm going to space it out to two squares in between. And this larger area will be corn. But if I'm trying to prevent blight from spreading between my plants, so that's why I'm going to be spacing them out like I do. I don't think it's the perfect way to do it. I don't think there is necessarily a perfect way, because the developers wouldn't still want it to affect your colony. So I don't think it's a perfect plan. But this will be cotton, this will be corn, heel root, and rice up there. One of those will eventually get turned into probably psychoid eventually, which will be good. So I guess my first order of business would be to give them. Oh, they'll be just fine sleeping in here for now. I'm gonna try to wall off this whole area and start building inside here. So let's go to zones, expand, manage, new area. Pigs. I hope I spelled that right. And give them a place to go. So if we select this, I will say that they are allowed pretty much anywhere inside except for on the farms, because I do not want them eating our plants that we are growing for food and for healing. But they can go essentially anywhere else. And just, we'll have a free range guinea pig farm. Sounds nice. Sounds nice. So, that's a large area for some guinea pigs, but they will fill it up. And I do need Maul to start hunting this cougar before it becomes a problem. So, that all looks good. So, let's see. For right now, since the main thing I have is wood, I will have this structure be wood. But it's a very flammable, obviously, a very flammable material to build out of, and it's very weak. So if I have a raid come in, this will not stand up to that raid for very long at all. And so I will need to replace that eventually. But for now, it'll be okay. So my next order of business would probably be to have food sorted out. So I have the grow zones, but like I said, I do want this area to be used as the kitchen. So we'll have all that stuff deconstructed. And this can be mined, that can be mined so that we can access the steel, and I will start putting in the stuff for a kitchen. Probably a small kitchen at first, just because we only have 4 colonists. We do not need that much room, that much space, but it will be a great start, and I really have to stop saying Okay. Trying not to take up too much of the farm while still leaving enough space for the kitchen to expand. And over this way, I want to put our dining room table to avoid the war crime that is eating without a table. So, let's see. How do I want to do it? I didn't mean to click that. Let's start with structure. And I do want some stone cutting here really soon. Let's see. What do you eat? So they can graze. Oh, they drink liquor. Nice. Okay. So they can graze on whatever they wish. That's fine. So our perimeter wall is getting set up. That's really good. The only things that are really in here still are going to be these boomalopes. which I will very carefully have to either tame or attempt to get rid of. But if I try to kill them, they will explode. So I have to be very careful about that. And one seemed to get in my storage, which is not good. So everyone's happy now, which is good, mainly because they have their initial optimism buff. Why is that a thing? When did that become a negative debuff? Well, anyways, so that's good. That'll be good. Next order of business, like I said, will be to build a area that can serve as our initial dining room. I'm gonna mark. Well, there's not much stuff. What was that? Just one tree in this whole area? Okay. What about these? Alright, so let's see. How do I want to lay this out? So most everything's going to be made out of wood at the beginning. It's the cheapest resource and the easiest resource to renew right now, because I do not have stone cutting set up yet, and otherwise I would be using this granite and this marble to make better rooms. But for right now, I'll just have to deal with it. Make a 2x2 table, some dining room chairs. And I want to set this really quick to all this quality builder stuff to at least excellent. That will give good mood boosts to the room. And they also need some recreation. So I'll put a horseshoe pin right here. And that will give them some good recreation for the start. And they'll need eventually to have better recreation. So it looks like this got done, which means I can add a... Let's see, we'll do butcher table first. Over here. That way I can close it off. And try to contain the blood spilled. So I'll create a dumping stockpile there for no rotten animal corpses except for insect. And that way we can butcher the creature, get the meat, and cook it at what is going to be an electric stove here. And I'll eventually, you know what, I'll do it now. Put 2 freezers in here and build a vent there. So vent here and cooler to keep all this refrigerated and not have it be a problem. So we'll build a roof over all of it. And I need a way to generate power now. So power at the start will have to be a wood fire generator. It'll just have to be. I might try to tame these bimlopes actually, just to get, we'll get a breeding pair. But just to get something that could renewably generate some renewable fuel to be used as our electricity generation. So that looks good. This is going to get good. Yeah, so I'm going to probably... I will eventually fill this in, because now what I'm going to do is work on separate bedrooms for all of them, so that we can not have a debuff of sleeping in a barracks, an awful barracks at that. So there's very, very little nuances in this game that you have to kind of juggle between. A lot of it is their mood, and it is based off of numerous things that you will see throughout the series. So things such as 8 without a table, like I mentioned before, which I'm trying to remedy here, uncomfortable, soaking wet, yada yada yada. So there's all sorts of different things, and one of the ways that they or one of the things that they don't like is sleeping in barracks and with a group of other people. They don't have beds, so they're not comfortable, all sorts of different things. So I'm probably going to try to line the bedrooms against the mountain, at least to start. And what I like to do for bedroom is I'll draw it out for you. So we'll make it the area inside the bedroom 5 by 7. So if I add, here, let's do this first, because I want them to be able to walk here. So we'll give room for the wall, and we'll start it here. So 5, wrong button, 1, yep. We'll make it a 5 by 7, and then what we'll do is build the structure around that. And since it's bedrooms, it's not going to I'm not going to be fighting right up against my bedrooms. I'm going to try to take the fights over in some other spot. So I'm not really worried about building this out of wood, and it will probably remain wood for a long amount of time. So let's give them some furniture, and we'll just do double beds. And we will set that also at excellent. And that will be the bedrooms for now. So I can take this blueprint, I could create this blueprint for this basic bedroom. Okay, basic underscore bedroom. There we go. And now I can just repeatedly not draw that out each and every time, but I will have to reset all these quality builders to excellent, which is not that bad. I will eventually get end tables and dressers, but probably make them out of like marble or something to give a better mood boost. You know what? For right now, good is good enough. But not for the beds. The beds give a mood boost whenever they have a high quality build to them, and I can remove that planning now. So there's a lot of construction that needs to get done, and who is a backup constructor? Carl is. So I'll put that on a 3. And y'all just aren't good. But he has a burning passion. Even though his stat itself is not good, he has a burning passion. So while they sleep, let's speed it up so time goes by faster. And good. Just looking around, trying to plan out where I want everything. I will eventually get geothermal power, so I'll need access to that. So I might start building production over here. Oh wow, That could have been really bad if it landed on something that it shouldn't have. But that gives us components and steel when we break it down, so that's actually good that it landed inside our base. That way we wouldn't have to go chase after it. And let's see, we can start looking at adding some production. So I do want stone cutting very quickly, and eventually I can put a quarry in right over here. I can mine out this area and I'll put a quarry in there and we'll have a renewable resource. That mod is a little bit more than a quality of life mod, but I started using it a few playthroughs ago and I just enjoyed it so much. It helped out a lot, keeping a steady flow of resources coming into the colony. So that's why I enjoy it so much that I don't want to get rid of it now. So over here I want to add a place to start stone cutting, because Siva, I don't know what you're doing. Yeah, you're just hauling, so you'll need something to do, and you are going to be the one crafting and whatnot. So I do need to give you something to do, so now's a great time to do that. So for right now, I'll just put it under here, and I can not reinstall it. So let's cancel that and give it an actual permanent home. So let's see where the guinea pig area. Okay, so I want to actually trim this down and add in a area for production. So we'll do it right back here. So let's grab this. That can be our wood. And the structure wood. And we'll give space on either side, one for a lamp and one for a tool cabinet. Both will help work speed. Actually, I didn't mean to do it that close. Both will help work speed and so on. So let's see. Zone. Build a roof over. And let's see. Let's start adding cooking until we have 10's fine. And we want it to be, yeah, that's okay. That's gonna be good. So for this, there's a visitor. So for this will be critical, and this will be all raw foods except for fertilized eggs, and all meats except for human meat and insect meat. Chocolate, and we'll make it drugs, medicine, and that's it for now. So we will rename this to food zone. We will rename this to butchery, and this needs to get done. Honey, what are you supposed to be doing? plants. Okay. So let's see if anything has grown. And it has. Good. And we'll go right outside too. And then we can say chop wood. And Lenny, you can plant cut. I'll allow you to plant cut. Because we need the wood, and we need it desperately. Who is our best trader? It is Sevna. So Sevna, come out here and trade. I doubt there's going to be anything I can afford or want, but we'll see anyways. I could sell her those. I don't want that or need it. Definitely don't want this. So this is a great drug. It terribly enhances the everything about a person. So they can take up to 80% more pain before they have an issue. They have better consciousness, meaning they can't get unconscious as easier. Their blood pumps faster and better. All sorts of different stuff. The only problem is if you don't take it for 6 days, you die immediately. No helping it at all. So once you take it, you have to be taking it for pretty much the rest of your life. Or at least every 6 days. Or 5 days, to be safe. So yeah, actually I can't even sell them my pants because they don't have enough money unless I buy stuff off of them. Which I might want to buy some of... No, it's not even enough. I don't want to sell my components. I don't need to sell any or buy any medicine. So I'm going to hold on to the pants and say goodbye. So. Now when you wake up, I really need that butchery to be completed. And it is getting nice and cool in there, which means this will be frozen. Yes. Which is good. Alright. I think the first thing I want to mine out is going to be this steel, so that whenever it does eventually become overhead mountain, I can fill it in to prevent the risk of an infestation. And Lenny can take care of that for us. So we'll turn this overlay back off. So I want to briefly kind of mention that my plans for this channel will be to play these single player strategy city builder type games because it's something I enjoy, and YouTube is something that I've always wanted to do, so this is a great way for me to really get into the scene and try to enjoy doing it while I can. So we have a mad hare. This is a random event. We'll set that to hunt. Why are you hypothermic? Oh, because you're working in here. That's okay. You should be fine. Okay, it's going back in. And the hare is dead. So that's good. Now this is all good. And by the way, that quality builder, this thing right here that I was messing around with, is a mod that will allow me to tell them to constantly build and rebuild something until it is of a quality that I want. So, look, we got our first excellent bed. So this one will be for... we'll let it be Savas, because she is a bad mood. So, but it will make them reset and restart the build and deconstruct it and rebuild it back until it gets to the quality that I set it to. So these will be built and rebuilt until they are excellent, which when Siva wakes up, I'll show you. Well, she already has it. So she is luxuriantly comfortable from sleeping on that bed, whereas Mal does not have anything, and in fact she actually has a slept on the ground debuff. So we actually have a party going on. Neat. I just saw that he ate raw berries, which is something I do not want. So I want them, we'll call this meals, and we'll have everything not allow rotten, and all of the meals, so fine, except for nutrient paste and packaged, because if I make any packaged survival meals, it will be for a trip that I could possibly make. So we'll set everyone to meals, and I don't think, no, we still have meals. I don't know why he was eating a berry. But we do need, here we go. So, something like that. And our food should be getting better. Eventually. Alright, so we can make, we'll make granite forever, make marble forever, and then make any stone blocks. People's League of Mashone, and we'll call it Latuna. That sounds totally fine to me. I don't see any problems with that. Let's switch this around. So, make any stone blocks in the area, but we'll bring that way, way down. So, if I zoom out, we'll pretty much only search a small area outside of our compound. So that is the range that we'll search for blocks, but we can make any blocks in that area. So with that being said, I do want to start a stockpile zone probably right around here in this area for stone chunks that I need to move out of the way, and will be easily in reach for Sevna to be working right there. So this will be critical, and we'll scroll down. Actually, we'll collapse this because I don't want to. And stone chunks. So, and now I can go here, orders, haul things. Actually, I want to say haul urgently to just those stone chunks right there, and then I'll say haul things to all the chunks and so on in this area. Okay, so we'll let that be done. And a squirrel self-tame. That is very interesting. I do not want a squirrel, so I will immediately slaughter it as soon as it gets to the home zone. Where's animals? There it is. So the home zone, oops. So the home zone is marked as all that. I'm fine with that. In fact, I can change it up just a little bit to have all this included. And the home zone is an area where the colonists can automatically repair stuff, beat out fires if any start. And I don't want to classify this as the home zone. And just kind of be a place to force them to be. So we'll let the squirrel make its way to the home zone. Looks like my cook is not cooking. Who is my cook? Lenny. What are you doing instead? Okay, you are cooking. That's good. So pretty soon... Okay. So I'll leave that like that for now. And we'll say... But we'll suspend both of those for now. Okay. That way she can be working on specifically granite for us, and we'll have it be dropped on the floor so that it won't have to be worried about taking it to any stockpiles, and that can be hauled off by someone else. Okay. Which means that actually I want to have this structure replaced. And this wooden door converted to a steel door. Just to have some better protection. Oh, one of my guinea pigs is pregnant. That's cool. That is good. And we will have... Nope. These still aren't good enough. They're both good. They are both good. Alright, so... we have a boomlope now, which will be put in the guinea pigs, which I guess I could just rename. 2 animals. And this will get replaced with a chem fuel, since we do have a source of chem fuel now. Yep. So until we get more of them, oh, we got a raid already. They will prepare for a while, and it is a single person with a limestone club. So Siva, I'm gonna keep you pretty much in the home zone. Oh, they're starting their assault. How do I do that? Where is it? There it is. Okay, so Siva, I want you always in the home zone. That way, since she's incapable of violence anyways, she won't be able to cause any problems. How is this doing? Do they have more of them now? Ah, they had a lynx come and fight them. Alright, so it's not reproducing. Good. Okay, so... and I'm gonna leave... okay, so see, this is why I'm gonna leave this here. So, the raiders that are coming from the south can actually come up and attack these guys, which will be good for me because they'll be able to clear it out. Now, I won't be able to get his medicine or his club. I wouldn't want the club anyways, but the medicine would have been nice to have, so I'm not gonna be able to get any of this stuff. And he would have been a decent recruit. He would have been a great cook and kind of backup planter, decent fighter, but I can't get to him anyways, so that's that. And that's why I'm leaving that there, like I said, because they are a form of defense, an unconventional form of defense, but a form of defense in itself. So, I want to see something. Will I get to... yes. So, it's slowly healing its wound. That one died, probably fighting this lynx here. And yeah, they're both healing, but I wonder if they eat stuff that happens to wander in and kill them. So, starvation. Siva is starving. Or Siva just needs to go eat. So now I can restrict this to not having food at all. And they can start moving the food up into here. Lenny, I need you to refuel that before we lose too much of our food that we already have stored up. Which stinks, because I do want to go ahead and deconstruct it, but it's going to be okay for now because I don't really have a steady source of chem fuel anyways. So, I also want to start moving out of here. These are still going to just be good. Alright, next thing I want to go ahead and start working on is going to be a research bench. I'm going to make it in kind of a similar way, so I will have make it out of granite. So we'll have something like that. Have a space, production, a space on either side. And we will have a wooden door then. Give them a way to get back there, in and out if they wish. So yeah. Okay, so this bed is excellent, so I can set... We'll let it be mouse. So this can be deconstructed. What is that? Strange. So I can uninstall that floor, get some marble out of it. But I don't know why that's there kind of in the first place. It's kind of cold. It's kind of cold out, which means I will need to start thinking, at least thinking about putting in a tailoring bench somewhere, and I'll make it a hand tailoring bench since Siva's going to be our crafter and artistic person, and she has a low skill, which means that their clothes are going to suck at first, and I want to make it a hand tailoring bench, that way she can get better at it. So I'll make the same kind of format here. But with a tailoring bench. So let's do hand tailoring bench, like so, and we'll make it granite. Build copy. Yep. So that'll be good. Alright. Alright. Build roofs over those. And it looks good. So now we have a research bench. And this is a little mod that I have. We are having such problems with gathering wood. I almost want to go for tree selling, but I don't think that's the best use of my time right now. Do I already have this? I do, okay. So that's good. I don't need to worry about that. I don't really have... Oh, I do need, I just want to read it. It was making... I don't need that, no. So I want batteries first. So I can start saving up. And then I want solar panel next. And then I'll work on other stuff as I get those. Okay. So, researcher, I have Lenny doing. Which I don't really know if I want Lenny doing. I almost want... I'll have it done a little bit on a lower priority, but it will be done nonetheless. That needs to be hauled immediately. Okay. So, what is this? Beauty. I don't need to know that. So, okay. So with this mending kits, that's from a mod that I didn't even know I had in. So, let's see. It is heading into summer, which is strange. Since I'm on the summer hemisphere, I guess it's backwards. But yeah, so I'm heading into summer. I won't be into winter in a while, so what I'll want to make first will be cowboy hats. I'll do until I have 5. And dusters. Do until I have 5. And for right now, they can make it out of anything because I just want the skill to improve. Drop it on the floor. And yeah. Probably make... Do until I have... We'll do 2 pants. And 2 t-shirts. We'll do the same for these actually. I won't make 5. I'll have 2. Because when they put it on, it'll take it off of that. And then once we get heading into the winter, I'll need to make toques and parkas. And it will be fine. Make patch leather. Interesting. Okay. So that's all good. All good, all good. What are you making? Cowboy hat. Cool. So now is the time for me to create some outfits. So, outfit 21. Oh my goodness. Okay, I don't know. That's definitely from a mod. I do know that. So we'll make a brawler outfit. And yes. You know what, we'll make a summer brawler. And they will be good from... We'll set it down to 0. That's close enough. 0 to boiling. And... I actually like that idea. No, I don't. Okay. But anyways, I don't care, but I do want them to be wearing armor. So we'll test and see how this goes. So, yep. So Benito's, you will be my summer brawler. I'm just going to delete all these because I don't know what they are and I'm not really sure if it matters. Okay, because I'm making my own anyways. So this will be Winter Brawler. And same thing, and we're just going to kind of see how it goes. And we'll make it all the way up to 40. Yep. And let's keep going. We'll make a Summer Ranger. And everything but armor. What's in headgear? Yeah, I don't care. And I'll set the brawlers actually to no headgear. And summer, once again, to about 0. There we go. Let me change this real quick. You don't get headgear. And we'll make one more for Winter Ranger. And we'll make that down to, yeah, that sounds good. And no armor. Okay. So we got that all settled out. I don't know when this rat got in here, but it is going to get hunted. Don't need it eating my crops. Ooh, I don't need the animals inside the bedrooms either. So, y'all will not be. Okay. Well, I think that will be it. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.